Good morning. I'm Joanne Wright Callender, the author of the Happy Little Garbage Truck picture book and educational program. And you'll see in the description box that there is a sale. It wasn't Black Friday today. I guess those sales are still going on after Thanksgiving. But I'm offering a classroom set of my hardcover Happy Little Garbage Truck books, plus a teacher's guide and a student activity book for a special more than 50% off price. So check out www.mattjointl.com, and it's in the description box. And I hope that after today's talk in particular, you'll see why I'm really excited about offering this as a special while supplies last. We were covering Michelle Borba's book, and it was entitled Raise Unselfie, Why Empathetic Kids Succeed in Our All About Me World. And I found this really fascinating because we were talking about dysregulation during the COVID lockdowns and how children came back to school with a lot of different behaviors. And this was going on before the lockdown. There are articles such as this one that go back to 2016, some 2011. And when I was teaching, it was a concern in a lot of schools, and administrators had behaviorists coming in, and not just for teachers who were teaching special ed, as I was, but also because there were students in other classes who were, and we would say not identified as special ed, but they were children who were having difficulties with just classroom rules, procedures, and being kind to others. Well, after COVID put everybody in a state of, I guess, disarray because it was unexpected, unfamiliar, and just really a frightening time for a lot of children, just to say it as it is. And for adults too, we are all trying to figure this thing out. When children came back to school, teachers saw a lot of behaviors. And I'm going to go into this a little bit deeper in a later time, but right now we're going to go into Michelle Borba's book, because she's outlining different ways that, well, we found out that dysregulation seems to be the major skill needed in social emotional learning is empathy. And there have been research studies, and I have some of those in my description box, that found that this was the key skill needed by students and children to help regulate them from this dysregulation of this fear of not understanding these emotions and just really pushing back in the ways that they know how to. Could be hiding under the desk or running out, escaping. But Michelle Borba, in the last few blogs, I talked about her 7 ways that we can encourage children to have empathy. And the first one that I covered was helping children to develop a moral identity and seeing themselves as good people. And that was one of the major requests of one of the parents in my classroom. And so we did a lot of things to encourage children by saying, wow, that was, you really were thoughtful. Thank you so much for helping your friend out. And it's not so much the praising them for the good deeds, but for who they are. And the second one was offering kids an opportunity to have a do-over. And this is just using an experience that children are going through to show them that, I think this is a good way to do this. And you saw how your friend looked kind of sad after you snatched the pencil from them, which is of course in itself dangerous. But we go with we take the behavior and then we walk them through seeing that it was not an appropriate behavior, then see how that behavior affected the friend, and then get them to repair the hurt by just saying, you know what, I'm sorry. I just wanted that crayon or that pencil, and whatever. And I had a very verbose way of explaining it before, but just break it down in simple terms so the child can apologize and then express disappointment in their behavior and how they're going to do a better job next time. Well, today's is encouraging. Point number 3, encouraging empathy through stories. So I wanted to just recap that. And that's why I'm so excited about letting you know that the Happy Little Garbage Truck was written for that purpose, because the garbage truck goes through highs and lows, and children can empathize with the garbage truck, reflecting on how he was feeling and what might he do, and how things that changed in his life made him feel. And I was reading this to a group of preschoolers, and they were right with me. They understood each of these feelings. So that's why looking sometimes at a story takes a child out of themselves, and then they can reflect on the character, and then you can take it back into the real world and how would you feel, and reflect on different incidences that happen during the day, that you can say, this is sort of like the Happy Little Garbage Truck. And so you can use him as sort of a key point person for emotions, because there are several reflected in the book, and we just dissect these emotions in the teacher's guide so that they're familiar to the children, and we play games to bring these emotions more into a child's perspective. So take a look at it. I have it on my website, and you can hopefully get a set for your classroom. It's a great way to start building this empathy and this moral identity in children. And we have to start somewhere, because it definitely is needed. And we'll talk more about that later. But in the meantime, I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving, and I look forward to seeing you again. Have a great day. Please subscribe. Please share. Bye-bye.